What's a wise life lesson you have learned? Sometimes the juice ain't worth the squeeze. All battles can be bitter, and the sweet taste of victory isn't always a great chaser. So pick your battles wisely. Edit. The focus is actually about taking on a lot of work and not seeing good returns for what you put in. Like working your hardest to squeeze an orange, but you don't get a lot of juice or it tastes weird. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. You can apply it to arguing if you like, but the focus is on an effort you are putting in. You don't have to be friends with everyone. Don't put yourself down or spend time with those who do it for you. Write shit down. Meetings, social engagements, doctor's appointments, shopping lists, tasks, errands you need to run tomorrow, bucket list ideas, that thing you wanted to tell your grandpa, but it's midnight, so you can't call him right now. All of it. Confidence isn't I know they'll like me. Confidence is I'll be okay, whether they like me or not. You don't always have to voice your opinion on everything. Sometimes it's just better to stay quiet. Being able to buy something is not the same as being able to afford it. The people who don't post everything on social media are often having more fun. People, largely, don't really care about you. Don't spend your whole life worrying what some stranger on the street is going to think about you, because chances are they won't. They'll be too busy worrying about what strangers are thinking of *THEM***. Also, there is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow men. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. Ernest Hemingway. Having a serious disease or disability does not automatically make someone a good person. There's no shame in admitting that you don't understand or know something. Try not to take things personally. 99% of the time when someone brings you negativity or criticism, they are just talking to themselves or acting out their own conflict on others. If you can hold your peace in these times, other people's problems with you will tell you a lot more about them than you could learn about yourself from them. If you want to have friends, be proactive, reach out to people, invite them places, organize get-togethers, do things together. So many people are lonely because they are waiting to be invited. Also, don't eat yellow snow. Never a failure, always a lesson. Worrying about something isn't going to change the outcome. It's only going to waste time and energy that could be better used somewhere else. Always pay off your full credit card bill every month so you don't pay interest. You don't have to stay with someone who makes you unhappy. This applies to romantic partners, friends, and yes, family too. If someone is hurting you and doesn't stop or make a real effort to stop when you tell them, then you generally don't have any obligation to stay with them or love them. Also, your friends are the family you choose. You do not have to love your family if they make you miserable or hurt you. Your inherent value, your worth, your self-respect is not tied to your job or the work you do. If there was no need for money or having a job tomorrow, you will still have value as a human being. For so long I unconsciously defined myself by my job. My value to society as a whole was based on what I did for a living. Then, for medical reasons, I had to stop working. I couldn't even work part-time. I went into a tailspin as my identity overnight vanished. I was a workaholic who spent most of my time either at work, researching topics related to work, or discussing work with other people in the industry, which was also a kind of research related to work. Not working, I had no idea what to do with myself. For a long time, I would say things like I'd love to do X thing if only I had the time. Well, now I had all the time in the world, but I no longer had any drive, passion, or interest. It's taken a couple of years for me to sort myself out and to rediscover who I'm as a person. So my hard-earned wisdom is this: you are not your job. It is only a small fraction of who you are. Nourish the rest of yourself and realize that you are far more than simply the work you do. How many toxic relationships in a row can you have before you start looking in the mirror? Buy a plunger before you need a plunger. Learn to hold your tongue in a moment of anger. Think first. One word or one sentence can ruin friendships or relationships. You'll lose a lot of friends in your life. It may be sad, but there are better people that you're going to meet. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That is why it is called the present. Master Oogway, wisest turtle in the universe. Life is not fair. It should be, but it's not. Sometimes it will kick you in the crotch for no reason. Do not ever lend anyone money unless you can afford to not be paid back. I was foolish enough to try and help someone and lent them 10k. Now they are in jail and I haven't seen a dime paid back. 2 years ago, and I still don't have that much money in my bank. Just don't do it. Nobody actually knows what they are doing. We're all underscore pretending, and that's okay. The answers are not at the bottom of a bottle. 18 months sober. As someone who works with machine tools and industrial equipment, here is one to always remember. If you wouldn't touch it with your dick, don't touch it with your finger. Don't spend your paycheck to impress others. Be careful who you trust. The regret you may feel from trusting the wrong person tends to be far worse than the regret you'd feel from being a little more cautious/conspicuous. Save money. You might not get some of the things you want right now, but the peace of mind it will pay for will be so much better. My 80-year-old grandfather told me to do 15 to 20 torso twist exercises 2 to 3 times daily, so when you reach that age you can still wipe your own ass. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing, the next best thing is the wrong thing, and the worst thing you can do is nothing. Teddy Roosevelt. Never count another man's money. You'll be much happier that way. Unless you're an accountant, I suppose. On a related note, don't be an accountant. If you find yourself forever disappointed by your life, then the problem is your expectations. Most people first choose a conclusion based on tradition or simply how that conclusion makes them feel, then retro-build an argument to justify that conclusion. Arriving at a conclusion from pure research and reasoning is exceedingly rare. If your past hurts you when someone brings it up, you have learned your lesson quite very clearly. Edit. Excuse my English. Thank you. Don't do illegal things just for the hell of it, and always have a fallback plan. Not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay. This is more a wise lesson for your own self. It's especially helped with intrusive thoughts I've internalized growing up in a backwards ass household. What you think first is what you were raised to think. What you think second is what defines you. Being put in uncomfortable positions is great for personal growth and development. This comes from some professional jealousy issues I had. No one has overnight success. The first time you see someone, they are standing on a mountaintop. No one got there without climbing every step. Never buy the cheap toilet paper or the cheap bean bags. Some relationships, including romantic ones, are doomed to fail regardless of your effort and characters. People may just be too incompatible for things to work out. That is not anyone's fault, that is life. Also, you do not get to choose your relatives, but you can choose your friends. It's okay to take a breather. You don't have to always feel guilty about not being productive. Sometimes, you just gotta take care of yourself first. Don't care what people think about you. Most likely they are not thinking about you at all. Have hope but no expectations. If you meet an asshole, you met an asshole. If you meet assholes all day, you're the asshole. This one took a bit until we truly understood it, but it was don't spill. Don't spill your drink. Don't spill your food. Don't throw up. Don't urinate or defecate on yourself. Don't say things you shouldn't. Don't unload your problems onto people who can't handle it. Don't lose your temper. Don't let your emotions run away from you. My buddy would tell me before a night out, "Hey man, just don't spill." Other times he'd say, "Well, it wasn't a great day, but at least I didn't spill." He was wise beyond his years. The easiest life motto is, don't be a dick. Try to go out of your way to be kind, and the people who are dicks to you will look like the dicks, and the strangers who you never see again will have a good experience to look back on. Don't be a dick. It's that simple. Be willing to accept praise. When you are arguing with people, especially people that you care about, it is not about being right, it is about how you argue. It doesn't matter if you are right if you are disrespectful, unkind, and petty. It's exhausting to have a relationship with someone who cares more about making their point and being right than how they are making other people feel. You can semantically win an argument, but if you made your partner or your friend feel like shit, then what did you really accomplish? Obviously, with matters of huge import, discrimination, etc., it's understandable when people react in an emotional manner, but I continue to find it exhausting the way in which online discourse, especially, encourages petty quippy comments versus nuanced, kind language. Don't sort AskReddit by new. Knowledge is knowing tomatoes are a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put them in a fruit salad. Sometimes when one door opens, another door closes. Do not Q-tip your ear near the closed door. I may open again. A lot of my problems are caused by not taking care of situations sooner. If you have a pressing task, just do it quick. It feels good. You'll be saved the stress, and others will think better of you for it.